Porygon2 was the long-awaited sequel to Porygon 1. This Pokemon debuted in Generation 2, where it had a solid niche in the OU format, as a bulky normal type with access to Recover and a good special attack stat. In the transition from Generation 2 to 3, Porygon 2 gained the ability Trace. Thanks to this new ability, Porygon 2 would provide a specific role in Gen 3 OU that nothing else could. Entire team archetypes can be built around Porygon 2 and the unique utility that it provides. Let's take a look at the important job Porygon 2 has in Gen 3 OU. But first, please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel in order to help us track down the Paradox future form of Spoink and wanted Pokemon criminal, Iron Fellow. Iron Fellow may have had more involvement in the recent delay of Pokemon Home compatibility for Gen 9 than we initially thought. 62.4% of you watching right now are not subscribed and are therefore completely fine with the fact that this dangerous criminal is at large. Thank you. Porygon2's ability Trace allows it to copy the enemy's ability after it switches in. This ability, combined with solid bulk and the moves Recover and Ice Beam, make Porygon 2 the hardest counter in the format to the commonly used Pokemon Dugtrio. Dugtrio is a popular choice in Gen 3 OU thanks to its ability Arena Trap, which prevents grounded Pokemon from switching out against it. Dugtrio can be used to eliminate common targets like Tyranitar, Celebi, Metagross, and Blissey, but Porygon 2 has the ability to give Dugtrio a taste of its own medicine. Porygon 2 will copy Dugtrio's Arena Trap, preventing it from switching out. Porygon 2 can actually repeatedly use Recover and stall all of Dugtrio's Earthquake PP, eliminating it while staying at high health. The ability to reliably eliminate Dugtrio like this is a very unique quality. In Generation 3, many archetypes are built around trappers. Magneton can trap and eliminate Skarmory, so it's commonly used alongside teammates that are countered by Skarmory. Dugtrio can trap and eliminate Blissey, enabling teammates that hate Blissey like special attackers. And Porygon 2 can trap and eliminate Dugtrio, enabling teammates that are weak to Dugtrio. Pokemon such as Tyranitar, Celebi, Metagross, Jirachi, and even lesser seen choices like Raikou or Blaziken love having Porygon 2 as a teammate. The tier's most common fighting types, Heracross and Breloom, also both get eliminated by Dugtrio's Aerial Ace, so they are commonly seen alongside Porygon 2 as well. Grounded Pokemon have a bit of a rough experience in Gen 3 OU, especially if they're weak to ground. Spikes are very common, and Dugtrio really makes life difficult for a lot of Pokemon. But Porygon 2 can kind of turn the metagame on its head, and make grounded Pokemon that get trapped by Dugtrio really good all of a sudden. You usually need to sacrifice one of your Dug-weak Pokemon to get Porygon 2 in and eliminate their Dugtrio. But once you do that, the rest of your team becomes a lot scarier. What's nice about Porygon 2 is that beyond this role of trapping Dugtrio, it's also just a solid Pokemon on its own merits that can provide valuable defensive utility to a team. Porygon 2 is a great answer to Dragon Dance, Salamence, and Gyarados, thanks to its solid bulk and access to Ice Beam and Thunderbolt. Salamence and Gyarados are both common checks to Heracross and Breloom. Helping out against these Pokemon is another reason why fighting types in Porygon 2 work well together. With Trace, you can switch straight into Flygon, copy their Levitate, and become immune to ground. You can also do the same against a Claydol Earthquake. You can even switch nicely into Jolteon as you trace their Volt Absorb. Porygon 2 can also be a nice buffer against Blissey. You trace their Natural Cure, meaning you can safely take a status effect and heal it off by switching out. If you're using Toxic, you can force out the Blissey and maybe even make some progress against whatever comes in. Porygon 2's good bulk and fantastic move pool also just lets it tank hits from a lot of common stuff and find unique ways to be useful. Porygon 2 was ranked in OU in Gen 3 for a long time, but it only recently fell down to UUBL. Despite all of these great qualities that it has, it's a pretty tough Pokemon to build with. Many players prefer to handle Dugtrio in different ways, by punishing its choice locks with Pokemon such as Skarmory and Salamence. Porygon 2 can be fantastic on the right teams, but it's not a self-sufficient Pokemon like many others are in OU. Porygon 2 is an enabler for a specific style of team, and it can't just be thrown onto any team without consideration. While a similar argument could be made for Dugtrio and Magneton, the team styles that they enable are considered stronger and more consistent in the metagame. All that being said, Gen 3 OU is a format where the metagame shifts quite a lot. At the moment, a lot of top level players are building teams that rely on Dugtrio to handle things like Tyranitar and fighting types and enable their defensive teams. Porygon2 really punishes teams like this, and I think this Pokemon could see a bit of a resurgence because of that. Porygon2 is always there to prevent people from over-relying on Dugtrio too much. Even if it's not ranked in OU, it has a role in the format that no other Pokemon can fill, and will always have a place in the metagame for this reason. Trace is one of my personal favorite ability designs in the entire franchise, and I think Porygon2 is a well-designed Pokemon all around. This Pokemon enables strategies that would otherwise be completely unusable, and its existence is a source of creativity, variety, and balance for this metagame. What do you think of Porygon2? Who's your favorite UUBL ranked Pokemon in Gen 3? And what would you like me to talk about next? Let me know down below in the comments, and thank you for watching. This video topic was requested by sadoldporygon over on Patreon. Thank you for the support, and thank you to the rest of the patrons as well. I've made some changes to my Patreon rewards, as I'll be going away on a trip soon and won't have as much time to upload. Video requests will not be available until I return. Take a look at my Patreon link in the description for more information. You can still become a patron to appear on this funny end screen, alongside your favorite Pokemon. Thank you.
The money got different, 'cause of what I'm spending. The money got different.
Oh, it's
'Cause of what I'm
Megaphone!
spending.
Oh,
The money
KO'd
got
by
different.
one hit! It
'Cause
scattered
of what I'm
spikes!
spending. The money got different.